Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari Radha Madhava Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari Jaya Gopi Jana Vallabha Girivara Dhari Jaya Gopi Jana Vallabha Girivara Dhari Yashodanandana Brajadana Randana Yashodanandana Brajadana Randana Jamuna Tira Vanachari Jamuna Tira Vanachari Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari Radha Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari Jaya Gopi Jana Vallabha Girivara Dhari Jaya Gopi Jana Vallabha Girivara Dhari Yashodanandana Brajadana Randana Yashodanandana Brajadana Randana Jamuna Tira Vanachari Yamuna Tira Vanachari Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari Hare Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna, Hare Krishna, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna,
Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare,
Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare,
Jaya Radha Madhava Radha Madhava Radhe
Radha Madhava Radha Madhava Radhe
Jaya Radha Madhava Radha Madhava Radhe
Radha Madhava Radha Madhava Radhe
Jaya Prabhupada 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 Prabhupada
Prabhupada Prabhupada Prabhupada Jaya Prabhupada
Prabhupada Prabhupada Prabhupada
Jaya Prabhupada 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 Prabhupada
Gaura Pimanandi Dayam Vishupada Paramahamsa Pri Vradgacharya Stotra Satta Sri Srimad His Divine Grace Srila Bhai Charan Arvind Bhakti Vedanta Swami Sri Prabhupada Ki Ananta Koti Vaishnava Vrinda Ki Skan Bibiti Founder Charya's Divine Grace Srila Prabhupada Ki Namacharya Sri Haridas Thakur Ki Samabhata Bhakta Vrinda Ki Hari Nam Sankirtan Ki Grantaraj Srimad Bhagavatam Ki Jani Thai Gaura Pimanande All glories to the assembled devotees, all glories to the assembled devotees, all glories to the assembled devotees, all glories to Sri Guru and to Sri Gauranga, all glories to Sri Prabhupada. Om Agyanatimirandasya Gyananjana Shakaya Dakchuranmilitam Jena Tasmai Sri Gurave Namaha Sri Chaitanya Manobhistam Stapitam Jena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kadamahyam Dadati Swapadantikam Vandeham Sri Guru Sri Juta Padakamalam Sri Gurun Vaisnavamscha Sri Rupam Sagrajatam Sahagana Raghunatan Vitam Tvam Sajivam Sadvaitam Savadutam Parijana Sahitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Sri Radha Krishna Padam Sahagana Lalita Sri Vishakanvitam Scha He Krishna Karuna Sindhu Dinabandhu Jagatpate Gopesha Gopika Kanta Radha Kanta Namostute Tapta Kansana Gaurangi Radhe Vrindavaneshwari Rishabhanu Siti Devi Pranamami Hari Priye Vansakalpa Tirubhyascha Kripa Sindhu Vyaivacha Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namaha Narayanam Namaskritya Naram Shaiva Narotamam
Chaiva Narottamam
Devim Saraswatim Vyasam
Saraswatim Vyasam
Yato Jayamudiraye.
Jaya Mudiraye
Before reciting the Srimad Bhagavatam, which is our means of conquest, let us first offer respectful obeisances unto Narayana, the Supreme Personality of Godhead, unto Narayana Rishi, the supremmost human being, unto Mother Saraswati, the goddess of learning, and unto Sri Vyasadeva, the author. Nasta Prayesha Badreshu
Nastapayeshu Bhadreshu
Nityam Bhagavata Sevaya
Bhagavata Sevaya
Bhagavata Tamashloke
Bhagavate Uttama Shloke
Bhaktir Bhavati Naistiki.
Bhavati Naistiki
By regularly hearing the Srimad Bhagavatam and by rendering a service unto the pure devotee, all that is troublesome within our heart becomes destroyed or practically to nil, and loving devotional service unto the Supreme Lord, whose praise with transcendental songs becomes established as an irrevocable fact. Idam Bhagavatam Nama
Bhagavatam Nama
Puranam Brahma Samhitam
Brahmasamhitam
Uttama Shloka Charitam
Shloka Charitam
Chakara Bhagavan Rishi
Bhagavan Rishi
Nishreya Sailokasya
Shreyasaloka
Dhanyam Swasyayanam Mahal.
Dhanam Charanam
This Srimad Bhagavatam, known as the Grantaraj, the king of all Vedic literatures, is the literary incarnation of God. It is compiled by the incarnation of God, the Srila Vyasadeva. It is meant for the ultimate good of all people. It is all successful, all blissful, and all perfect. Sri Krishna Chaitanya
Krishna Chaitanya
Prabhu Nityananda
Nityananda
Sri Advaita Gadadhara
Shri Advaita Gadadhar
Sri Vasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda
Sadi Gaura Bhakta
Hare Krishna Hare Krishna
Hare Krishna
Krishna Krishna Hare Hare
Krishna Hare
Hare Rama Hare Rama
Hare Rama
Rama Rama Hare Hare
Rama Hare Hare
Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya
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 Om Sarabhyaya Namaha
Om Surabhyaya Namaha
Om Sarabhyaya Namaha
Om Surabhyaya Namaha
Om Sarabhyaya Namaha
Surabhyaya Namaha
Mukam karoti vachalam pangum langayate girim yatkripat maham bande Sri Gurum Dinataram Yatkripat maham bande Sri Gurum Dinataram. Hare Krishna. Welcome to our morning Bhagavatam class. Continuing first canto, chapter 7, entitled The Son of Drona Punished. And today we're reading text 41. Ato Pitya
Atopitya
Sva
Swa
Shibiram
Shiviram
Govinda
Govinda
Priya
Priya
Saratihi
Sarathihi
Nyavedayat
Nivedayat
Tam
Tam
Priyayai
Priyayai
Shochantya
Sochantya
Atma
Atma
Jan
Jan
Hatan
Tan
Atopitya Swashibiram
Atopetya Swasiviram
Govinda Priya Saratihi
Govinda Priya Sarathi
Nyavedayatam Priyayai
Nivedyatam Priyasai
Shochantya Atmajan Hatan
Sochantya Atmajan Hatan
Atopitya Swashibiram
Atopetya Swasiviram
Govinda Priya Saratihi
Govinda Priya Sarathi
Nyavedayatam Priyayai
Nivedyatam Priyayai
Shochantya Atmajan Hatan
Sochantya Atmajan Hatan
Atopitya Swashibiram
Atopetya Swashiviram
Govinda Priya Saratihi
Govinda Priya Sarathi
Nyavedayatam Priyayai
Navedyatam Priyayai
Shochantya Atmajan Hatan
Sochantya Atmajan Hatan
Atopitya Swashibiram Govinda Priya Saratihi Nyavadyatam Priyayai Sochantya Atmajan Hatan
अथोपेत्या स्वशिवीरम्
Athopitya Sasibiram
गोविंद प्रिय सारथि
Govinda Priya Saratihi
न्यवेद्यतं प्रियायै
Yavedayattam Priyayai
शोचन्त्य आत्मजान् हता
Sochantya Atmajan Hatan Atha Thereafter
Thereafter,
Upetya
Upetya,
having reached
having reached
Sva
Swa
own
own
Shibiram
Shiviram
camp
camp,
Govinda
Govinda,
one who enlivens the senses
one who enlivens the senses,
Lord Sri Krishna
Lord Sri Krishna,
Priya
Priya,
dear
dear,
Saratihi
Sarathihi,
the charioteer
charioteer,
Nyavedayat
Nivedayat,
entrusted to
entrusted to
Tam him
him,
Priyayai
Priyayai,
unto the deer
unto the deer,
Chochantyai
Shochantyai,
lamenting for
lamenting for
Atmajan
Atmajan,
own sons
own sons,
Hatan
Hatan,
murdered.
murdered.
Translation and purport by His Divine Grace Sri Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada ki. After reaching his own camp, Arjuna, along with his dear friend and charioteer, Sri Krishna, entrusted the murder unto his wife, unto his dear wife, who was lamenting for her murdered sons. Kindly repeat after me. After reaching his own camp,
After reaching his own camp,
Arjuna, along with his dear friend
along with his dear friend
and the charioteer Sri Krishna,
and charioteer Sri Krishna,
entrusted the murderer
entrusted the murderer
unto his dear wife,
unto his dear wife,
who was lamenting
for
her murdered sons.
her murdered sons.
Purport. The transcendental relation of Arjuna with Krishna is of the dearmost friendship. In the Bhagavad Gita, the Lord himself has claimed Arjuna as his dearmost friend. Every living being is thus related with the Supreme Lord by some sort of affectionate relation, either as servant or as friend or as parent or as an object of conjugal love. Everyone thus can enjoy the company of the Lord in the spiritual realm if he at all desires and sincerely tries for it by the process of bhakti yoga. Translation again. After reaching his own camp, Arjuna, along with his dear friend and charioteer Sri Krishna, entrusted the murder unto his dear wife, who was lamenting for her murdered sons. Yeah. So the word Priya is used twice. His dear friend Krishna and his dear wife Draupadi. So Papa just makes the point how Arjuna was in a particular relationship or a rasa with the Supreme Lord, which is rasa of friendship, Santa Dasya Sakya. And every living entity is meant to reawaken that particular relationship. Ultimately, we cannot, living entity cannot be happy without reviving his natural and eternal relationship with the Lord. And Prabhupada is just making the statement how this can best, not only can best, but also can only be possible by adopting the process of Bhakti Yoga. That very famous verse in the Bhagavad Gita, Bhakto sime sakachiti rahasyam hietadutamam. Krishna, when addressing Arjuna, is stating that because you are both simultaneously my devotee and my dear friend, therefore you can understand rahasyam. What is the meaning of rahasyam?
Secret.
Secret, mysterious, yeah. Bhakto sime sakachiti rahasyam hietarutamam. Therefore you can understand. So the subject matter of relationship with the Lord, which is a very, especially in the in our Gaudiya Vaishnava Sampradaya, is a major and very distinct theme, which is very, very distinct from, practically speaking, any other philosophy. When Lord Chaitanya was, we were reading recently the chapter in the chapter 9 of the Madhya Lila, the Lord touring South India. And in the last portion of his tour, he is in Udupi. And we know Udupi is, the seat of Srila Madhvacharya. And Lord Chaitanya, he meets with the Tattvavadis. Though Tattvavadi, what is the meaning of Tattvavadi? One who knows Tattva.
Yes.
One who understands what is Tattva means what is the absolute truth. So in that interesting exchange between Lord Chaitanya and the Tattvavadis, they are described as Tattvavadi Vaishnavas. They are Vaishnavas. They believe in Krishna. They believe in Krishna. But when Lord Chaitanya was discussing with them and asking what is the process and what is the goal for of life, and their reply was varnasrama. Varnasrama, by following the various practices and principles of within the varnasrama system, we will attain the goal, destination. And Lord Chaitanya actually disagreed, similar to his exchange with Ramananda Roy. And Lord Chaitanya's reply was that actually it is bhakti, especially through the process of Sravanam Kirtanam, that we can awaken our dormant love for Krishna. And of course, it's very interesting, even now, although we visit Udupi, we have the greatest reverence also. But in terms of philosophically, there is some we could say major kind of differences because this whole revelation given to us actually by Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu in terms of Radha and Krishna is not there actually, was not there in those Tattvavadis whom Lord Chaitanya had met. And therefore it simply substantiates or further supports the statement made by Lord Chaitanya, by Lord Krishna in the Bhagavad Gita that we just quoted, that the subject matter of bhakti is a very confidential and very mysterious subject matter. And of course it comes out here in this relationship that we are reading how Krishna, being the Supreme Personality of Godhead, gives the order to Arjuna to finish off Ashwatthama. But normally yes, the Supreme Lord has spoken, but devotees sometimes, because of their particular relationship, they may argue with the Lord. We can't imitate that. In our initial beginning stage, we should follow, but these are very elevated and deep levels of relationship where some of these seemingly irregular kind of activities or not so easy to understand, where one may disagree with with the Supreme Lord. So anyways, the whole topic of Bhakti Yoga is Prabhupada just making a brief mention here in the purport, pointing out Arjuna's particular rasa, our relationship, and the story or the lila in this way will unfold. So we can go on to next, unless there's some thought or comment on this. Yes.
During the discussion of the Tattvavadis,
Yes.
Lord Chaitanya asks them, what is the goal of the life?
What is the goal?
What is the means to attain that? And the leader of the Tattvavadis answered not what is the goal first, but what is the means.
With the
Which
means.
is a big mistake. If you don't know the goal, the means would take you anywhere.
Right.
But they don't mention what is the goal. They have beautiful duty of dancing Gopal, and they don't say join to Gopal's dancing party. They don't know the goal. And naturally, by just practicing, they deviate from any goal. They just practice for practice. And that's many times devotees do the same. What is your sadhana? Or what is your sadhya? Chanting Hare Krishna. But what is the goal of chanting Hare Krishna?
Right.
If you don't know, that chanting is, you know, what Krishna says. Oh, you chant my name. What you want? You chant your name. What you want? You know, I have some desires. Do you want to take me out? That no. That's okay. So that's we have to really fix on the goal.
Yeah, one needs to know the goal. That's the whole main subject matter, which is nicely, very elaborately defined, especially by Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and the Goswamis of Vrindavan, of course. Our whole Vaishnav philosophy, and that's, especially Srila Jiva Goswami has elaborated, of course, Srila Rupa Goswami as well. Our acharyas are especially well conversant with the subject matter of tattva. So sambandha, abhideya, prayojana, jnana. So unless one is very clear, clear knowledge of sambandha, relationship, identity, abhideya, the process, but also, as you rightly mentioned, unless we know the goal, then we, to attain the goal of of developing love of Krishna, Krishna prema, love of God, which is nicely and elaborately explained in Srila Jiva Goswami's sixth Sandarbha, Priti Sandarbha. Then, the actual process to attain that goal is bhakti, devotional service, which is what Prabhupada is outlining here. So then one will make the argument, so if bhakti yoga is the process to attain the goal of pure love of Krishna, then what is the place of varnashrama? Varnashrama is not really necessary, is it? If the goal is to develop pure love of Krishna, and the process recommended by especially Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and elaborated upon, we are known as the Bhakti movement, Bhakti cult.
Yeah, but to attain love of Godhead is not possible until we are not surrendered and we are not identify ourselves like a Krishna Bhakta, Krishna Seva, Krishna servant. And that's not so easy just say, I'm your servant.
It's easy to say, but not so easy.
Krishna as a servant loves Krishna, not as a, as a equal or as a superior for Krishna. So that's change the Varnashram can help you to understand that you are servant. Maybe you are a king, but still you are servant of anyone.
Lord Chaitanya said, Jive Swarup Hoy Krishna Nityadas.
Yeah, that's we have to realize before we really go onto that level of pure bhakti practice.
Yes.
And that's what Varnashram helps.
Yes. Actually, that very nice, powerful statement made by Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur in the context of Varnashrama. He mentions how Varnashrama is that system for the Vaishnavas in their conditioned state.
Yeah. Until they are not fully surrendered, until they are not really clear.
Right. As long as there is some kind of connection or tinge with the gunas, more the material nature, then the safest place is to serve. Develop bhakti, but serve within the prescribed system.
That's in the 11th canto also mentioned.
11th canto, Bhagavatam.
I remember, I just read it. But something
Okay.
later chapter.
I mean, Krishna himself, I mean, not only Narada Muni in the 7th canto, those
Yeah,
5
where
chapters,
Krishna teaching Bhagavad.
Krishna also,
Yeah.
um, the
That's
whole,
interesting. That's the third part of where Bhagavatam teaching Varnashram. That could be again understood in different role
right,
for Krishna to
yeah.
teaching there after he already heard. So it's quite interesting how the Varnashram appears in the Bhagavatam.
And it's quite interesting, yeah, that's an 11th canto, no?
Yeah.
Yeah. And it's also quite interesting, which sometimes some devotees find difficult to accept or to understand, that our own, Srila Prabhupada, founder, Acharya of our society, in the last days of his Leela in Vrindavan, he made very clear, strong statement about the importance of following Varnashrama.
He was considering, I feel that, yeah, we have this pure bhakti process,
Yes,
but for spreading the movement to teaching the pure bhakti process, you need very stable foundations, which only you could do by Varnashram established. Not bhakti itself is for the elevated conscious person, but if someone have very low caste nature, they have very difficult to stick to bhakti. They try, they started, but then with the nature,
yeah.
the demonical nature, they will not.
The danger, the tendency, we have seen this actually historically. After some period of time, when Lord Chaitanya finished his pastimes, we know that for maybe close to 300 years, until the advent of Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur, there was a major deviation. Sahajism.
Yeah.
People were practicing, but in a sahaja manner. So that tendency will be there, and it's it's an involved subject matter, but Varnashrama is there to protect one from simply being, yeah. And of course, obviously, anyone who's, Prabhupada mentions, anyone who has taken birth in the material world is a fallen soul. Except some rare, yeah. But in general, and then in that one particular lecture, Prabhupada was mentioning even Lord Brahma, anyone who's a jiva and comes to the material world is because some connection is there with the gunas. So, but Krishna gives a method and process by which we can gradually become disconnected with these gunas, and then more easily take up the process of devotional service. But those activities, this is another statement, interesting statement, important statement made by Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur, that all of one's activities within the system of Varna and Asrama, when performed in that higher purified consciousness, they also become bhakti. Whatever we connect, whatever we do, Patram pushpam phalam toyam. Whatever we offer to Krishna, it becomes bhakti. It is not. It is not karma kanda. Means so. Everything depends on the consciousness in which we do things, isn't it? Yes. Yes.
Maharaj, here in this verse, I have some little confusion. Maybe we cannot find it, but it could be some reason, because as you mentioned at the beginning, there is Krishna, the Supreme Personal Godhead. He is long time associating with all the Pandavas, including Draupadi.
Yes.
And it looks like a prima bhakta, like if Draupadi is on prima level, maybe she lament a little bit about the poor sons, but then when she see Krishna, then she should have ambivalent. Just when Krishna comes, and get over all this lamentation, like Shivananda Sen when his son died. His son died. He told, don't murmur, don't make any noise because Lord Chaitanya is dancing.
Srinivas.
Sorry. Yeah. So Srinivas was like he understood that, okay, he died, what to do?
Right.
But no, Lord Chaitanya's satisfaction is the most important. So
Right.
it looks like it shows that Draupadi was maybe a lila, but not on the state of pure devotion. But then the other question, why Arjun, who have to understand the situation, why Arjun brings these rascal
Ashwatthama.
why he gives it to the care of Draupadi? It's no sense, no meaning, because Draupadi is not not crying because she want to kill that. She crying because her son died, and to give the killer or the rascal, it's not helping anything.
But
what Draupadi should
but
do?
Arjuna, we will recall, Arjuna promised Draupadi, I'm going to bring
That with the older body, yeah. That could be a test.
Some connection is there, because
maybe if Arjuna gives the Ashwattham to Bhima, he is your killer, you're your son, you just do whatever you want. That would be not the same end.
Right.
So it's like could be like a purposeful decision for the future. Could be like he's very clever.
Yeah. I'm sure our acharyas have commented possibly more. Prabhupada, of course, took a lot of these commentaries from the acharyas in his various purports. But Arjuna, when that whole incident happened, he just, I'm going to do justice here. I'm going to arrest that person, and I'm going to bring, I'm going to bring his head to you, kind of as a retaliation or as punishment. So he's bringing, but now, as will be seen in the next few verses, Krishna has told him to kill Ashwatthama, and then she's going to be.
There's another question, that Draupadi is a wife of a king or wife of a kshatriya.
Yes.
And you mentioned that you don't have any plan to educate women, like girls.
That doesn't mean that women are not going to be educated.
Yeah, that's the point.
They're educated by their husband.
That's the point. If you don't make a plan for the half of the society nicely trained, not necessarily here in the ashram, of course, but we need a very proper plan parallelly train, not just.
So the plan in the Vedic culture for training women to a large extent, isn't it, is that women are not, I mean, this is very clear and very fundamental principle which we tend to maybe minimize or forget or not properly understand. But we know, we've heard it, it's there in the Bhagavatam 7th canto especially, that a woman is meant to be protected either by her father, her husband, or elder son. So protected doesn't mean just physically protected. Women are meant to be instructed as well. That's another form of protection. They're meant to be instructed by their father, women, and then the husband.
All the family members.
Yes, as opposed to what we are seeing today. Women are being instructed and talking with, interacting with men and all kinds of complications and whatnot. So that's why sometimes people ask that question, why you're going to have just a men's college? Well, there could also be a women's college, which would be in a different place, etc., like that, because that used to be the system previously as well. But in our Vedic culture, the emphasis and the importance is very clearly underlined that women should be taught by family members, especially by the husband, can be taught by other women also. So many of the, because many of the traditional arts and sciences that are meant to be learned, of course, not only by women, also by men, are manual in nature. And that doesn't mean that women cannot also learn certain things that are not manual, that require some intelligence or some, artistic skills, etc., like that, because music, art is also open. But the main point, okay. The main point, which I would say, are not sufficiently understanding in general, is that it's very important to more deeply understand this instruction that in the Vedic culture, women are meant to be protected by father in their early age, a husband, or elder son. Means avoiding that women be instructed by other men. So therefore, the choice of, choosing to whom our daughter or to whom our son will be married was a very involved planning, which took generally years in some instances, so that these principles, fundamental principles. For example, I was reading how in America there are only, that was some months back when I did this little search, there are only 3 men's colleges, and there are maybe, I think, 35 women's colleges in America. And it was explaining how actually this changed. Previously, let's say going back in the early, possibly 20th century, there were no, there were no colleges with coeducation. Coeducation is a recent invention. But in the Vedic culture, coeducation is not.
It's so crazy.
Yeah, is not allowed. So this is very. I mean, okay, if you go to a temple, everyone is there. They listen to class. That's different.
But every day being together, praying together in the breaks.
Yeah. And then we wonder why all kinds of complications naturally arise. Yeah. So education is for everyone, but there needs to be a proper understanding, especially Vedic approach of how education is meant to be imparted.
Actually, I was thinking that you start to teach young boys 10, 12 years and teach adults, young men who are before marriage. That would be really practical. But when they want to find a girl for marriage, they would have difficulty to find someone who is trained at home. Because, at home, every parents know and is thinking what career I should give to my daughter. Like Abhijit Prabhu is an architect, gives the architect career for her daughter, and she's just working hard for becoming a misused lady.
Right.
And you will not find for that boys a proper match if you don't take care immediately at the beginning, but teaching parents who have little girls start to train them according to these principles and start to change your mind and to protect yourself from all these crazy ideas.
So that is why it will take some time to make this kind of transition.
Generations.
Yeah. And Prabhupada did mention it will take some generation. We have to start somewhere.
If you don't make a mistake.
Because
because I see all Krishna Bali's school. Last year they made change. Formally they have separated teaching for men and girl.
Okay.
And now they put it together. That school become co-educated. And you see that
it's a major and essential topic.
Very difficult. And they are Vaishnavas, they know. But still, in the practice, somehow they feel and they change. The good system they change for a horrible system. So painful.
Okay.
Yeah.
So we can wind up for now. Jai Grantaraj Srimad Bhagavatam Liki. Jai Srila Prabhupada Liki.